Now I'm a little further on, and I've got to, now I want to look at these guys. I want to look at the masters. I want to look at a few good friends: Gauguin, Matisse, Picasso, and Cézanne. And what I'm looking at here, or trying to find here, is I'm thinking again about colour, use of colour, especially with Gauguin. And with Gauguin, really, I want to look at this: the patterns, how he incorporates patterns into his paintings. So I'm looking there, that sort of thing there. How is he putting together pattern, colour, shape, and portraits, of course. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time going through this and just picking out these things and thinking, okay, how can I bring them into mine maybe? The same with Cézanne. I'm looking at, again, at the patterns, the colour, the way he's handling the paints, how I might decide to use that. You can see here these great ones of these harlequins and clowns, and again the patterning there. I can see the colours might be useful there for how I might handle this thing of Josh. There's a really great self-portrait. There's a good patterning in the background there behind that still life, but I missed it. Here, this one, the pattern in the background here. It really reminds me of that sketch that I did. I've got on the board over here. So I'm thinking about how can I bring that and maybe something like this together with some sort of oil painting. So what I'm trying to do is bring all of these different elements, all of these different parts from all these different resources, you know, whether it's one of the old master paintings, or painters, sorry, or whether it's Japanese baseball cards, American baseball cards, who knows where. Just trying to bring everything together to give it the most creative outcome, I guess, the most interesting outcome, and for me, just the most successful one, the one that you know, holds the information that I want to convey about Josh. I think one of the greatest challenges that I'm going to have is making a baseball card using oil paint, because let's face it, traditionally, or typically, if you look at the baseball cards over here, it's photography and it's a lot of graphic design. It's not really like fine art using oil paints, and that's not really the traditional way in which these things are created. But I think that's going to be the great challenge for me as a painter. How can I make a painterly baseball card? So what I'm looking at is one's baseball cards that I've done in the past. I've got this one here, and I'm looking at, okay, how have I managed to do the logo, the layout, using the texture of the paint, using the color of the paint, how I've taken that graphic element and done it my way. And yeah, I mean, it changes things. It makes things loose. It makes things definitely changes the feel of them, because they're no longer, as I said, so graphic. But hopefully you get this nice, beautiful, organic kind of fleshy paint feel, which is what I want to bring into my card. These ones are monoprints that I did. Tinks Evans charts. So that's what I'm up to at the minute, just looking at these and just trying to remind myself of what I've done before and how it worked, and yeah, how I might go about doing mine. I think the next stage for me here is going to be to really, it's all about the composition now, thinking about how I can, which composition is going to be what I want to use, and how am I going to do it. Because what I want to do is I want to load the card with meaning, with significance, with symbols, with stories. And I think I need to do some more research. So I need to look more at Josh and his life and his legacy, and think, right, okay, how can I symbolize all the things that I want? How can I tell his story all within that one piece of artwork? So that's probably the next thing to do, is to start thinking about the read up a little bit more, do some more research, and decide what I want to include more.